Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Cone Dodger here. Welcome back to the Mindcrack server, here in the basement of the Cone Abode, once again, because we are working on the boathouse, once again, even though it's really not a boathouse at all. How's everybody doing? This is episode, or day, or time spent on the server, number 80. Number 80. Approaching that century mark, and I believe this now makes it, one of the most episodic videos or series, that's what I was looking for, series on the channel, which is pretty crazy. And yeah, how's the boathouse doing? I don't know. I don't want to call it a boathouse. It really just doesn't seem like a house. It seems more like what I thought originally. It's more of a marina. It's more of a dock than it is a house. When I think of boathouse, I would think of something like a structure on the side of a river or the ocean that you would only park your boats in. But because this seems connected to the main house, it doesn't feel like a boathouse to me. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's not a houseboat, that's for sure. Your boat with water on the bottom of it wouldn't be too swell. But today, actually, there's not a lot left I want to do with this. I want to stock it, finish up some of the little details. We got some, rough edges here and there to patch up, and then we're gonna start the rest of the hallway, because this is supposed to connect and pass through and go somewhere else. And we'll get started with that once we deal with this guy. I wonder if I should be... Hello. Hi. How are you? Hi. What became of his arrow? I am so thick-headed that arrow just bounced straight off of my forehead. Good stuff. I'm wondering if I should think about maybe doing some lighting around here. Some kind of landscape lighting. I don't know. I don't like having torches everywhere. It is nice to have a little darkness in the world. I sound like an evil villain now. Oh man. Alright, so first off, boats. Actually, first off, how do I finish out those areas? I think I need some stone slabs is what I need. Stone, let's do stone brick slabs instead. Let me see if this would be an easy way to fix that up. So I did enjoy our conversation on Monday about the dreamers topic and about the differences between the way that maybe myself and others around me have handled, the ideas of doing things for reasons other than money, basically, is what I was getting at. And I mean, we're in a that's kind of the world we're in, isn't it? We do things basically for financial, not even just financial stability, but for financial achievements. Financial achievement being probably the strongest and most important thing, I think, in at least my local connections importance levels. It's what my, I guess, peers, I don't want to say my generation, because I'm talking about a much smaller swath of people. But the people around me in general are very much so motivated to be the most financially successful in the group. But yeah, I did enjoy the comments and the conversation that stemmed from all of that, and the side topic of that I was thinking about discussing on Monday that I kind of want to go into today. Another thing that I kind of came up with talking to Dad on Sunday was the effects of people around me, because I very nonchalantly and not even intentionally, just kind of said, you know, I really don't want to be where I am. I've been very, very clear about that. Is the area that I live, I do not like, and I do not feel comfortable, and I do not any longer have basically any connections with people here. Primarily due to the fact that I have not kept up any connections. Like it's easily partially my fault. Like I'm not. It's not that people around me just got up and left, but some things have changed, and at the end of the day, I just don't feel like I have a lot of connection to the area anymore. Part of it, for sure, is doing what I do now. I have so little interaction with the world around me anymore that it's super easy, I think, to just forget the people around you, or just interact with so few people that you don't end up having to interact with people around you, and therefore you lose connections, and you lose any future connections, because connections come and go, friends come and go, acquaintances come and go. A big part of that, a huge part of that actually, was the effect of leaving my job. Because as much as I hated it, and as much as I had a lot of personal issues with those around me there, it was at its best a place that forced me to have interactions with other humans around me, and I was able to make connections and friends and acquaintances, and just have one-on-one in-person interaction on a regular basis. One of the big effects of doing this is I am no longer forced to do that, and because I am the way that I am, if I'm not forced to do that, odds are I will not do that. I'm not going to seek out people to talk with or talk to very often, if honestly at all. How far back did I go with this? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what does that have to do with any of this? Well, we got to talking about how he felt, very similarly growing up, that maybe, or maybe not growing up is the right word, but as he got older, he felt kind of the same way, in that obviously you lose your connections to a lot of the people, especially I think in your 20s. That's something that's really big, because even if you are a person, starts a family at 21 to 25, you're still going to lose connections to those around you, even if the people around you are people that, end up having families or whatever, because those people are starting their own lives, and you're then merging two lives together, usually husband and wife or whatever, and in that, people get lost. People get lost in the shuffle, and priorities change, jobs change, where you live changes. So much changes in that period that I think it definitely gets very easy for people to get lost in the shuffle. You have kids, and those kids develop their own friends, and those friends might be, have different parents that you end up being friends with. There's a lot to go with it. I'm getting very distracted from my actual topic. But yeah, and then he was kind of saying, it's probably not where you live that's the problem there. It's more that that's just the way that life is. And even if you were to move, odds are things would be very much so the same anywhere else. And that's true. That is very true. That's the kind of person that I am. I have the very loose connections to people around me, and 100%, if I am not basically forced to have interaction with those around me, it's extremely easy for me to, you know, just completely stop having interaction with them, and those people just kind of fade from existence. As kind of cruel as that sounds, that's the way it works generally. Okay, I'm gonna work on this later. Maybe not even today, but later. I just wanted to get the entrance sorted so that it wasn't so unsightly from the outside, and we could claim that this area is done. Do I have another redstone lamp though? That would be nice. So yeah, I mean, it's very plausible that if I were to move to a completely different location, things would still very much so be the same for me in those regards. However, it's not something that I think immediately, this might change in the future, but not something that immediately affects me. I don't tend to really need those connections around me too strongly. Maybe it is an effect of the fact that I grew up in the internet age, but the connections that I have through the internet are honestly more than enough for me, and I think some of the strongest friendships I've ever formed are people and connections that I have formed through the internet. Which, I mean, yeah, I'll feel okay saying this, is so very different from his generation and his time period that I think it might not even seem logical. It might just seem very, very foreign to somebody of like my father's age. And I even kind of see it even looking towards my brother, who's 4 years older than me, Kurt, who is 5 years older than me. I see it in them too. Now that's a very small selection of people, but I certainly have the conversations with them where they seem to have a need, a desire, an urge to have in-person interaction with you know, friends or family or just people around them. I've been quite taken by surprise on many occasions when Kurt says things like, I haven't seen, you know, and I haven't interacted with another person in so many days, and I can tell that it's getting to me and I need to interact with people. Because I don't tend to have, I don't want to say that problem, but I don't tend to really think that way. I can distinctly remember going many weeks at a time without interacting with another person, and honestly, it was fine. I am okay with that because my ties to my internet friendos are so strong that it feels like I'm interacting with people all the time, and people that are much more in line with my own, you know, not way of life, but just, you know, we have some kind of connection there. Oop. That's close enough. And maybe, like I said, maybe that's... Got it. Oh, that's, yeah, not supposed to be used that way. Maybe that is just in my personality. Maybe it's when I grew up. I don't know. I don't know exactly how that comes to be, why that is, and I certainly don't know if it's healthy. To say that I am mentally healthy would be, oh no, is that boat gone? That's back. Would be certainly a lie at best, and a little shaky by definition. Oh. Oh, okay, I got it. I thought those were going to damage me. It's going to damage me when I get out of the boat, though. A lot more than expected, actually. We got this. Everything's fine. I don't know where I am. Hey, hi, hello. Okay, okay. How am I going to fix this? We're gonna do this. a torch up there so that nothing spawns. I think that might be a spider spawn. And it's fixed. Great. Everything's fine. But yeah, I just feel... I feel very happy with those around me and the people that I talk to every day. I never feel... I guess I never feel lonely. I never feel alone, and I never feel like I'm missing that human connection at all. It always feels like there's people out there. Oh man, this one hurts. Huh. See, these are meant to be displays and not meant to be used. Huh. Yeah, there's an easier way I could do this. Let's just push it in. So I'll put it here, and then push it. Push it. Push it. Got it. Got it. Beautiful. Beautiful. That one ended up at a bit of an angle, but it's fine. Yeah. So anymore, I really do think I could move away from, you know, the city, quote unquote. I could move away from the populated areas and still feel very much so not alone. I think I could be okay with that. I do like seeing my family. I have no intentions of moving far away from any of them. And I know it would be bad for me to do so because it takes so much, I don't want to say effort, but it really takes me a lot of convincing, and it's certainly something that's even my closest family, having that locked one-on-one interaction and the face-to-face stuff, it's not something I necessarily push for. It's not something I just naturally go, oh, I need to do that today. That's a better way of saying it. It's not something that I unfortunately prioritize, and it's something that I don't like about myself. I don't like that I am that way. It's certainly quite harmful, like I've already mentioned, to my in real life friendships and whatnot. But thankfully, at least for my closest family, they've all pretty much picked that up about me, and we have our online interactions on a regular basis now, and they understand that, you know, this has never been discussed at all, but it's just something that I feel. I feel like there's an understanding there that that's kind of my preferred interaction method, and it's how I feel closest to people. Not to say that I just never want to see anybody ever again in real life. I do appreciate the times that we get together. Obviously, this all spawns off of, you know, spending the day, you know, but spending the day doing something, actually sharing an experience together. That's what I like in real life interaction for. The going to Seattle and hanging out with Kurt thing. I really enjoy interacting with Kurt online and through, you know, the stuff that we do for a living. Obviously, we're both, you know, basically internet personalities, and that means that we interact with each other on the internet quite a bit. Honestly, if I may be probably too openly personal there, I don't think me and Kurt actually connect very much online. I don't think that's his preferred method of interaction, and I've realized and recognized that. So now I very much so do value the in real life opportunities we have to hang out, and but the fun of that, the part of that that I enjoy and look forward to is sharing experiences together. I don't want to just go sit on the couch with somebody and talk. That's wasted effort for me. That's just going to exhaust me for the reward of nothing, basically. That's not my preferred way of sharing our space on this rock. If I'm going to interact with somebody, I want to be sharing an experience together. Like, me and my brother don't hang out in the real world very often, and that's not because we don't like each other. It's just because that's not the way, at least for me, that I enjoy spending time together. The things that we do together are things like going to races, or going to watch rocket launches, or traveling to buy dots and pickups. That's the kind of stuff that we end up, having interaction together doing, and I much prefer it that way. It just feels like it makes the connection between the two of us stronger to me. It doesn't make the connection between us weaker because we don't interact in person all the time. I don't just go over to his house and hang out. That's just not the way that I end up working. That's not the way that I personally enjoy spending time with others. Which is all, that's a very kind of weird way of looking at things, I think. I don't think that's probably common, or at least the norm. And even he, I know, is not that way. He, interacts with others in the real world much more regularly than I do. So, even the two of us have vast differences there. But all of that ties back into the connections around us and the people that I just never really ever clicked with. And that's why, even though when I worked at the Hopeless Death Spot for 10 years, I made so many connections there. There were so many people that... I hear a skeleton. There were so many people that I know thought or considered us to be friends. But to me, they were probably never more than acquaintances. Which, woo, that comes off as super harsh. I need to sleep that one off. I can't because there's monsters nearby, though. Where is this monster nearby? He's on my porch. There's two of them on my porch. I'm on fire. I think there's... Oh, I'm not on fire anymore. I was going to say, I need to go into the hot tub to be not on fire. Apparently I need to do some lighting up here. What kind of bow did I just get? Wow, that guy had quite a bow. Power 3 flame, unbreaking 3. What a bow. No wonder he was bowing up to me. Hey, I'm sorry. But it wasn't that there was nobody. There are still people, and there's people that I truly did care about and were very important to me. And still are. But for the most part, whoop, that's the wrong entrance. For the most part, the connections I made were for the, friendliness of getting along with everybody. But very few people actually, I think, were my friends, and very few people were people that I considered friends. And it's obvious because a year later, the amount of them that I have kept up with and interact with anymore is staggeringly small. It's ridiculous how few people from there that I still interact with. And I really do think that speaks volumes to the feelings that I had of I just didn't end up. Ooh, that scared me because he fell into lava immediately. Ooh, that gave me a panic. I was not ready for that sound. That one fall in the lava too? Is that what happened? I was just looking for some redstone. Just looking for some redstone. Nothing. No, no, no. No, no, no. Go into lava, please. Or get killed. Ooh, okay. Alright. That's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's great. I was starting a strip mine somewhere. I don't remember where it was now. Perfect. Redstone. Didn't take very long at all. 31. Oh, there's more. 35. That should be plenty for the moment. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I kind of want to hear what other people have to say about that. Do you feel like you're being forced to lose your interactions with those around you? Is the internet age doing that, or is it maybe that people that never really were a big fan of the one-on-one interaction are gaining an extra resource to stay connected to people without the uncomfortable interaction? Because for me, still to this day, it's gotten better over the years for sure, but there's still nothing more exhausting and tiring for me than one-on-one person interaction. It just completely drains me. And I don't know why that is, but that's the way that it is. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry. I was already told once not to sing on the series. Yeah. I don't know. And his conversation on that was interesting because it was just so different, so very different from my take on it. And you know, there was some points made about the fact that I've often said that I don't particularly like where I am, nor generally the feelings or the actions of the people around me. But that is for sure not to say that if I were to go somewhere else, people would just instantly be better and everything would be better. That's definitely not the case. But I think we both agreed on some details of people in this area that for my kind of personality, his kind of personality, just doesn't click in the right ways. So yeah, I still want to stay here. I'm certainly in no position to leave, and I kind of doubt that I ever will be, at least not in any future that I can foresee. But I honestly feel okay now. I feel like I can lead the life that I want to lead, and I can be happy where I am, thanks to the way that I am, and thanks to the internets. Yeah, I know it certainly seems very strange. It certainly seems strange to him, I'm sure, and probably to a bunch of others around me that I can be that way, but I hope that means that I can be happy someday. That would be nice. Even where I am. And if life takes me somewhere else eventually, I could probably be happy there too. Probably. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, the internet age is still young, and people are getting new takes on society all the time, and the world is changing all around us all the time. So what I know now might not be in the future, but for my perspective as of right now, I feel like I've kind of just figured out my place a little bit, which is a good feeling, but it's an unfortunate feeling. I think that maybe I feel like my place isn't here. I think it's tough to feel like you don't belong where your home is. However, I'm certainly very much so keen to the idea and okay with the idea that maybe anywhere I am is not going to be where I think home is. Maybe that's not something that, maybe that's not a feeling I will ever experience or should ever experience. I don't know. Big feels. Isn't that what the kids say these days? No, it's big mood. Big mood. That's where I'm at. But I keep trying, I keep looking for different human interactions that I can have with friends, and there might be another event of grand human interaction just around the corner.